Hey everybody, welcome in. Today we're going to go over the case of Sarah Grace Patrick. I don't think a whole lot of people have covered this case from what I can see. She is was a TikToker. At least I think she was. She at least posted a video on TikTok asking true crimers over there to discuss the murder of her mom, and I think it's her stepdad. This was back in February of this year. She was recently I guess you would say arrested, even though she turned herself in and arraigned. So just to give you a little brief on that, I know that for those who might have been watching, I had been covering the Donna Adelson trial. Yesterday I had some life events happen that unfortunately I wasn't able to really to stream at all. So I'm still trying to play catch up, and to be quite honest, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream anymore because I'm pretty behind in regards to that case. But hold on just a moment. So I'm going to be bringing somebody on here. Triple L, are you there? Because I'm going to bring Triple L on to panel. She and I have been talking about doing working together. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can get you the link again here. Okay, let's see. Okay, hopefully that works for you. Anyways, so she is just like me. She's starting up a channel. She's brand spanking new. I'm going to put her channel link here in the chat. And if anybody is watching this, to please go ahead and go on over there and give her a like and subscribe. But she and I are going to start collaborating here a little bit. Okay. Let me see if I've got you on here. Okay, here you are. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Can you hear me?
Okay, there you are. And oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm running right now, and it is like right by me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Let's see.
Okay. Triple L, I could hear you, but I don't think you could hear me. So hit the link again when you can there. And I'm going to pull up YouTube here and grab her channel and put the her channel in the chat. One moment. I just saw you, but then you went. Oh, wait, there you are. Okay, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Are you there? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Not good. Hold on. Let me try one more thing.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
What's that?
I don't know why we can't hear each other.
Oh, shoot.
I mean,
Sorry, that started playing. Hang on.
you
Okay.
sound like you're in a barrel, like a real
Oh,
staticky.
it's the laptop. It's the mic on my laptop.
It might be your laptop, you think? You said?
Yeah. The mic on my laptop.
Uh-huh.
There we go. I just pinned your link for anybody that might be watching later.
Okay. I wonder how I get in to see it. I mean, I see, I don't know. Try to click on this. I just don't want to get out of it.
Are you on a laptop or?
No, I tried
on?
to get it on the laptop, but I couldn't figure
Your
it
camera's
out.
on.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I look terrible right now.
No.
But you still sound funny. I don't know if it's me or you.
You know, we're brand new to this. So people just bear with us here while we get this figured out. I'll just wait for her to come back on. But yes, this is her channel, Triple L. She is really into true crime and also trials. She's very sweet and she does do her research. She's not into the drama, and neither am I. This is not a drama channel. So if that's what anybody is here for, they're in the wrong place. We just do true crime here. Okay. Let's see if we're good back.
I'm back and I'm not touching anything.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I just kind of did a little talking about you. I might have to turn this Roomba off. Jeez Louise. It's driving me nuts.
Let me try to. I'm sorry. I cannot hear you. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what the deal is. It's real staticky, but okay.
Well, hang on. I'm gonna, because I think my Roomba is also Wi-Fi.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna see if I can grab it and get this thing out of here.
We should have did a test run.
Ugh. See if that helps, because like Wi-Fi interference.
Uh-huh.
Is that any better?
No. Should I get off my Wi-Fi?
No.
No. Yeah, you're just like, it sounds like real, like, I can't even explain it. Cutting out, staticky.
That's so weird.
I don't know if that's how you sound on the video, though.
Not that when I've listened to them, like in the past, like the last one I did,
Uh-huh.
because the last one I just used the my laptop mic too.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna log on here and see. Maybe it's my phone. I'm gonna send you oh, that's chat with everyone. I don't want to chat with everyone. I was gonna send you something.
There's a private chat, but you're on your phone. I don't know if you can see the private chat or not.
If I'm Bluetooth to something, is that the problem maybe?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try something. Oh, I'm not Bluetooth anymore. I don't know.
Oh, are they is your phone like connected to AirPods or anything like that?
No, I turned it. I took my Bluetooth off.
Hmm. Let me see if I can pull up and see if I can listen to my own. I don't think I can. I've tried before when I'm live and like I can't. It won't let me, but let me see. So let's take a look here.
There.
I'm
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you continue because I'm slowing you down.
You're not. You're fine.
Okay. And I'll try to understand what you're saying.
You can just go ahead and stay on. You're fine.
I'm gonna try to step away from the computer and see.
Okay, so yeah, so this is to discuss the case of Sarah Grace Patrick, who, like I said, in February of this year, she, oh, your camera's on.
Good grief. Okay.
She is suspected of murdering her mom, and I believe it's her mom and her stepdad. I don't know a whole lot about this case, like really much of anything, and I didn't have to be honest, I just kind of ran out of time. So, but I did find some articles and some videos to go ahead and review, but pretty much just going to be pretty much learning myself as I go, learning about the case myself as I go. She
And
sparked
and
like
trying to teach,
national. Go ahead.
trying to teach
Trying to learn as I go, learn about the case. Yeah. But she had sparked like a good amount of like national attention because she went on to TikTok and asked like TikTok true crime creators on TikTok to cover her case. But she wasn't arrested until it was like 6 months later after the crime. But let me get this going here. Are you still there, Triple O?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
What's up? Did you figure it out? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, there's a couple of articles to read and some videos. So this might take a little bit of time. But I'm going to go ahead and start with this Court TV one article. It's got articles and videos embedded in it. Share my screen. Okay, which one is it?
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think I finally can hear you okay. Oh no.
All right, so here we go. So this one, from what I saw briefly, this one kind of gives like a break, like a, I almost wanted to say a breakdown, like a history. Looks like we're going back towards through July. Yeah, it's got a bunch. And oh, it was the bond hearing. I thought it was an arraignment. My apologies. She recently had a bond hearing. So actually what I might do is actually start with a different one. Where is this article here? One moment. Okay, so I'm going to actually do a different screen share. So I'm going to move this one. Oh, and I lost Triple L. But I figured we'd start from, oh, okay. Kind of wanted to start from the beginning as much as I could. So this is an article that's going to, from February 22nd of this year. Let me get this shared. So just a moment. Sorry, take just a minute because I'm working on a couple screens here. Okay, so this one is the deaths. This again, like I said, this one is from February 22nd. Oh, that's okay. Oh, you need me to send you another link. Hold on. One moment. Okay, try that one. I'll just wait for her to come on. Okay, and like I said, this is a work in progress. This is something I've never done, so I'm kind of I'm brand new in general, but doing this is I'm brand new to this too. Okay. Okay, I see you. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe this will work.
All right, so I'm going to read this article from February 22nd. It's the deaths of Carroll County couple labeled double homicide in the Killers Are Sought.
Do you hear an echo?
I'm sorry?
Do you hear an echo?
No.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to try to make it work. I'm not going to
Are
touch anything
you
else. Go ahead.
are you do you have like multiple YouTubes open? Because
Well, not on
sometimes
my
like
phone. Let me, if it's on my laptop, would that mess it up?
yeah, sometimes they can interfere. Like you'll hear people like like Dolly Vision, he'll say, turn me off in the background
Okay.
kind of thing because there's a echo or stuff like that.
Okay, I got off the computer. I was trying to log on there at first, so that's why I had that on. But I got out of that, so we'll try. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Want me to, excuse me, go ahead and continue?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Georgia team, oh, gosh, that's not the one. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right one here. Okay. So the brief is 2 people were found unalived with apparent gunshot wounds at a home on Carrollton Tyus Road. The incident occurred on Thursday morning in the 1500 block near Cottage Way. Investigators searched the residence for evidence, spoke with neighbors, and looked for surveillance video. So that was the brief. So what we know, according to the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, the 2 adults were found with apparent gunshot wounds inside the home. Investigators spent Thursday afternoon combing the residence for evidence, speaking with neighbors, and searching for surveillance video. The home, surrounded by police cruisers, was roped off with crime scene tape. Late Friday morning, the sheriff's office identified the deceased as 45-year-old James Brock and 41-year-old Kristen Brock. They also announced that they are conducting a double homicide investigation. They have already conducted numerous interviews and will continue canvassing the neighborhood today, according to the sheriff's office. This is a very quiet community. We may have a few thefts here and there, but we definitely don't have a violent crime. So this is very unusual in this area. The weapon was not located on scene, which led us to believe it was a double homicide and not a murder-suicide, as many were speculating online. In the Church of Mourning, the couple had recently joined and were very active at Catalyst Church in Carrollton. Several members of Catalyst Church who knew the couple well spoke exclusively, to Fox 5 Friday about James and Kristen Brock, oftentimes through tears. Kristen was bubbly and fun, and she loved hugs. She never met a stranger. And James, he was a comical kind of guy. He would always crack jokes and always say something to make you laugh, said Tasha Mesa, who first invited the Brocks to Catalyst. Kristen always encouraged you. She was definitely the friend that you would want to have around, said Janelle Thompson. We had a Christmas parade in Carrollton, and my shoe was untied, and before I knew it, Kristen was down on her knees tying my shoe. Aw. I looked down at her, and I was like, "What are you doing? You don't have to tie my shoe." But it was just the smallest act of kindness, and it just meant so much to me. And I remember her looking up at me and saying, "This is the type of friend I want to be," said Joan and Daniel. They're all baffled that someone would want to unalive the 2 who they said were kind and loving. On behalf of the Brock family, they're pleading for the public's help in getting answers. Their family is hurting and they just want answers, Thompson said. Some even went as far as to ask the person or persons who did this to do the right thing and turn themselves in, which you'll find out that, yes, eventually, 6 months later, that did happen. I just wish they would just turn themselves in to not prolong the family's angst. We all make mistakes, but this family doesn't need to suffer. They're already going to have to walk this walk without their parents, without their sister, aunt, sister-in-law, etc. What we don't know, the circumstances surrounding the deaths of the Brooks are currently unknown. We're not ruling anything out, but it doesn't appear that there was forced entry into the home because it was the daughter, although one of the doors was left ajar when they were found yesterday morning, Halsey said. and then talks about what you can do. So there's that one.
Did they say they never found a weapon yet?
That's what they said in that article.
It's crazy. I wonder what she did with it.
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far, so we'll see if anything has turned up. I did hear briefly, I think, that her brother was there.
The brother?
I think she had a.
Oh,
I
think
thought
it's a little sister.
or a little sister. See, that's how
5-year-old.
little, like really little I know about this.
Yeah.
So
Your cat is so cute.
oh, thank you. She's a pretty girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then next one I have, where is that? July 16th.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one moment. Ooh, gosh damn it. Come on. When was this? Okay. So then I have another article. This is from Fox 5. Let me get this shared. Okay, where is it? It makes me do like 5 million steps, I swear. Okay, there we are. So 17-year-old daughter arrested for parents' murders in Carroll County. So we're talking jump ahead from February. Now this is into July. And so the brief says arrests. I don't know why that's got to be a typo, but arrests have been made in the February double homicide of James and Kristen Brock, who were found shot to death in their Carroll County home. The couple were well known and loved in the community, especially at Catalyst Church, where members remembered them as kind, generous, and deeply caring. And a press conference is being held. Oh, I should see if there was a press. I didn't think to look at that. So a 17-year-old girl has been charged. The 17-year-old girl, by the way, is Sarah Grace Patrick, charged with the February murders of her mother and stepfather in a Carroll County case that stunned the quiet rural community of Tyus. I hope I'm saying that right. Tyus. Outside of Carrollton. And there she is in all her glory, looking like she got an attitude to me.
Mm-hmm.
So what we know, Sarah Grace Patrick, the teenage daughter of 41-year-old Kristen Brock and stepdaughter of 45-year-old James Brock, is facing 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office says Patrick turned herself in at the county jail Tuesday morning, months after allegedly calling 911 to report the killings. Authorities say Patrick was the one who contacted emergency services on February 20th after her younger sister, okay, you're right, after her younger sister discovered the couple shot inside their home. And Tuesday afternoon, they announced the arrest. You know, I'm going to play this.
Okay.
See what this says.
There's no greater pastime on a fine morning than observing the curious habits of humans.
To break breaking news off the top here at noon out of Carroll County. That's where investigators say they have made an arrest in connection to the deadly shooting of a couple. 45-year-old James Brock and 41-year-old Kristen Brock were killed back in February, and now investigators may have some answers. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is live in Carroll County this afternoon with the new details we're just learning. Kevin?
Yeah, we're still trying to put all the pieces together here, but I can tell you we have confirmed that a suspect turned themselves in here at the Carroll County Jail this morning. As you noted, this case actually dates back to the wintertime, back in February. 45-year-old James Brock and his wife, 41-year-old Kristen.
Oh, come on. What?
In their home by a young family member. This was just outside of Carrollton on Carrollton Ties Road. This was back on February 20th. Not much has been revealed since then, but you may recall our coverage, how we discussed how the victims were much loved by the community and how glowingly their church family spoke about the couple and the family. But again, a suspect has turned themselves in. We do not have an identification yet, but we are expecting to learn who investigators believe pulled the trigger at a news conference later this afternoon. Stay with Fox 5. But for now, we're live in Carrollton. Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, Kevin, I know you're going to stay on.
Okay. Oh,
That's wild.
I'll watch that in a second. So, Carroll County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Kim Hope also said that the investigation is still open and there's a possibility that more arrests could be made. Investigators are still pursuing leads and monitoring online chatter. You gotta thank her for doing that. TikTok.
Right.
They have not ruled out the possibility of further developments. So let's go ahead and play this. So, wait through the ad here. Okay.
I'm Sergeant Kim Hope, who's over our Crimes Against Persons unit, who has led a phenomenal investigation and really brought everything together. And then, of course, Lieutenant Jackson Lawrence, who also has kind of been a pivotal part of this investigation as well, making sure that everything's arranged and everything is flowing like it should. So as you all remember, I recognize many of you in this room that did come out on the scene that fateful day on February 20th. On the morning of February 20th, 2025, deputies with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office responded to a tragic scene at 1531 Carrollton Tyus Road. They discovered the bodies of James Brock, 45, and Kristen Brock, 41, both deceased from apparent gunshot wounds. From the very moment the 911 call was received, a relentless investigation began, one that would span months, consume thousands of man-hours, and require the full weight of the local and federal law enforcement agency partnerships. Today, we can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault in connection with the deaths of her mother and her stepfather. While the case has not remained in the public spotlight in recent months, the investigation has never gone silent. Led by investigator TJ Repetto, our team has pursued every lead, sifted through mountains of physical and digital evidence, conducted countless interviews, and collaborated with agencies such as the FBI, the GBI Crime Lab, and private forensic laboratories. In a world where television portrays crimes being solved in under an hour, the truth here is much more complex. Real justice takes time. Time to ensure that no detail is overlooked and no stone is not turned over. Sheriff Terry Langley, alongside Captain Guy Pope and Lieutenant Jackson Lawrence, has remained committed to ensuring that justice is served in this heartbreaking case. Their leadership, combined with the tireless dedication of our investigators, has brought us to this point today. We know the public has been eager for answers, and we want to be clear. So have we. But bringing forth the truth responsibly and thoroughly is our highest obligation. We are proud of the unwavering commitment shown by every member of the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, and we stand behind the process that has led us here today. Our prayers remain with the families of James and Kristen Brock, and especially with their young daughter who was home during this horrific crime. We also want to extend our heartfelt thanks to the community that has rallied for justice and has never given up hope. The pursuit of justice does not end today, however. It is very possible, because this remains an open and ongoing investigation, that more arrests and charges could be made. So with that, I will open this up to questions. She has. We are still working with her diligently. Our investigators have been speaking with her. Yes.
At what point did investigators begin to focus on her as the suspect?
So I believe in the beginning of any case, everyone's a suspect. I think I told many of you that when we were on scene that day. However, as an investigation continues and everything ebbs and flows, like I said in my press release, mountains of evidence has gotten us through here today. Lots of processing, lots of working with our law enforcement partners to get us to where we are today that honed in on her as a suspect.
Do you believe that she tried to cover this up in any way over the course of these months? You know, because we can see videos on social media of somebody saying, you know, I'm making this message on behalf of the daughter.
Considering that she didn't just immediately tell us what happened, yes. But who knows what's going on in a young person's mind like that. But she has been arrested and charged now, and we feel confident that she is responsible for their murders. But like I said, it is an open, ongoing investigation. It's very possible others are involved as well. Just evidence, being able to go through evidence, being able to use private laboratories, being able to use GBI Crime Lab. You know, when you're processing stuff, like I said, it doesn't come back in an hour. So we've been filtering through, and there's still evidence left to process.
You noted that video. I assume that's text messages, emails. Was there some type of a trail that led to that one?
There's always a lot of evidence. I won't go into exactly what it is because it is an open, ongoing investigation, but we have mountains of evidence. That will be up to the prosecuting attorney, and they'll work diligently with our investigators to make the case go forward towards trial or whatever they decide to do. I believe that, and you speak to this, Kim.
Gosh, my tummy keeps on gurgling and I'm not even hungry.
Correct. And then she came.
Hope you guys can't hear that.
And then Sarah made the 911 call.
No, I can't.
Okay,
Sarah's
good.
at home.
No, I mean, in the interim, where was she staying? Who was she living with?
She's 17. She's kind of been out on her own.
Was she out on her own at the time?
No, she lived at home with her mother and stepfather at that time. But since then, she's lived with different family members and kind of moved all over the place.
Did she turn herself in?
Yes, she did turn herself in this morning.
Do you believe that any of the other family members knew about this?
Hard to tell. I can say this, that everybody that we have talked to through the course of the investigation that are family members have been nothing but cooperative. Anything else?
Did you do anything after the murder during the investigation?
Like I said, we're still kind of putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, but I can tell you what led us here today, and that's the evidence that Sarah killed her parents.
Did you say why she turned herself in?
She turned herself in because we notified her she had warrants for her arrest. Not that I'm aware of, not regarding her, not that I'm aware of. I have not been personally with her or interviewed her, so I could not answer that question. Sure. Like I said, her family's been very cooperative. I can't imagine as a parent making her father brought her up here this morning. She turned herself in. I can't imagine what he's going through. So my heart goes out to him as well. Yes. 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 Yeah, and we understand. I mean, if you don't work in the law enforcement field, like I said, CSI has kind of tainted us where, hey, something happens, it's done in an hour. This is not the case. I mean, and not only that, don't you want the right person arrested? So that's why it takes so long. These diligent investigators took their time. We've got the person that we believe orchestrated this and committed this horrific crime, and that was played through the part of evidence, and that's not something that's processed overnight.
Now I'm really curious what the evidence is.
I can't speak to that right now. Still investigating. Say that again.
Right.
She is 6 years old now.
Who's
She's staying with
6?
family.
Oh, the little daughter, the younger daughter or
Oh,
sister.
it's absolutely a shock
Yeah.
to our community. Carroll County is a great community. We very rarely have stranger on stranger crime here, so I would like to say that we're not a
I think
dangerous
she let
community.
that younger
I
sister
know
find
that the
the
Tice community
parents.
this happened, and those neighbors were really
Hang
up
on,
in
she
arms,
what?
as they should have been. Like I
I
said,
think
this is
she
one
let
of our
this younger sister find the
today.
parents on
We
purpose.
don't know what goes through the mind of a child who wants to harm their
Oh,
parents. So that's my
yeah.
answer right now, but it is a very horrific and sad case.
Yeah, no kidding.
Challenges in the home.
Still an ongoing investigation.
Just for anybody, you know, who worked on this case, I don't know if there's ever been any other case like this in any of your careers, or if this is one of the few that just
Triple L, I don't know, I don't remember. Did you tell me that if you followed that Pike County case at all?
Oh no, I haven't, and I've forgotten about that one because there's been so much going on. I
Yeah.
forgot about it.
So Pike, because this reminded me of Pike County. There were several young kids involved in this, and and one was like just a baby, like a few days old. And they left that baby there at one of the crime scenes with, that entire family murdered, but the baby alive.
Oh my gosh,
On the mom. And
that's
then I
crazy.
think, and then there was also a little, like a 2-year-old girl, I believe, also left at the crime scene.
Why did they leave those two?
I believe so. The younger girl, the little girl was. The case is so complex, but it was a custody dispute, and that it was involving the little daughter. So that little daughter got left, and then the baby had no relation to the family that is guilty.
I'll have to check that one out.
What's that?
I'll have to check that one out. Look it up, and
it was like,
it sounds good.
I can't remember. It was like 12 or 15 members of the family they murdered. It was crazy.
That many?
And yeah, in like one morning,
crazy.
they just went from they went from like 3 different houses in one morning. Yep. Anyways, I'm going to continue this here. I just wanted to say that because that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
the facts, as you say, lead you to this conclusion. Is it difficult, or what is that like as a human, kind of when you follow the facts?
You know, anytime you work a case where somebody's life has been cut short, James is a special case because I believe, according to his family, he had a lot of heart trouble. He'd had numerous heart surgeries. I believe he may have been waiting on a heart transplant at some point. And to have his life cut short when he was given so many opportunities to live, to me, that's a big takeaway from this story. And that.
Oh, I forgot about that. I remember hearing about that he had like recently had a heart transplant. That's crazy.
Yeah. This makes no sense. Why she crazy?
Wow. Yeah.
A mother and a stepfather will never be able to raise their children and the little girl that was in the home. To me, she's probably the saddest victim in all of this.
You did mention she didn't turn herself in. You said she was turned in with her father.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll be around after if you have any additional questions.
Was it her father or grandfather that went with her to turn herself in? I missed that.
Her real dad.
Okay. But it's her grandfather that is standing by her?
Yeah.
Better pause that before it does something.
Midtown Atlanta, where
Nope,
police.
stop it. Knew it wasn't going to happen. Okay, so continue. So Patrick is being charged as an adult, as she should. She's 17. Investigation remains active. And again, this article's only back from July. So Carroll County Sheriff's Office reacts to teen's arrest. What they're saying in the Tyus community, they said this type of violence never happens, but then it did. Ashley Hulsey, a spokesperson for the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, confirmed the arrest during a Tuesday news conference. We don't know what goes through the mind of a child who wants to harm their parents, Hulsey said. She's 17. She's kind of been out on her own. She's lived with different family members and moved all over the place. Our team has sifted through mountains of physical and digital evidence and collaborated with the FBI and GBI crime lab. A big takeaway from this story: a mother and stepfather will never be able to raise their children. I believe he was waiting on a heart transplant. Waiting on a heart transplant at some point. To have life cut short.
Crazy.
I mean, that just hurts. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
James and Kristen Brock found murdered in Carroll County. The backstory, this might be a little repetitive. So James Brock, age 45, and Kristen Brock, age 41, found shot to death inside their home on Carrollton Tyus Road near Cottage Way on the morning of February 20th. The home, located just southwest of Carrollton, Georgia, was swarmed by investigators that day as crime scene tape stretched across the property and deputies canvassed the neighborhood for witnesses and surveillance footage. And there's the couple there. You know what? I don't think I'm going to... I was going to save it, but I think I can find something better. In the days following the shooting, authorities said the couple were discovered with apparent gunshot wounds, and although there was no immediate evidence of forced entry, one door had been left ajar. We're not ruling anything out, said Captain Hulsey at the time, urging the public to come forward with tips. Any information, no matter how small it may seem, could be just that key that cracks the case wide open. The Brocks were known as warm and generous members of the community. They were active at Catalyst Church in Carrollton, where members described them as deeply kind-hearted and selfless. Kristen was bubbly and fun, and she loved hugs, and she never met a stranger, said church member Tasha Mesa, who had invited the couple to join the congregation. And James, he was a comical kind of guy. He would always crack jokes and make you laugh. Church member Joan and Daniel recalled a moment. Oh, that's the shoe incident. Okay, so I think that's that for that one. And then this video I haven't looked at. We'll Go ahead and play. It might be a little repetitive. Oh, hang on. Oh, stop. Okay. Actually, I want to do one other one. I want to read in one article here. This is the one: Georgia teen charged in parents' death sought help from TikTok influencers. This is what's crazy. She did what she did and then goes online
Mm-hmm.
asking
She just
for
couldn't help
the
herself.
public's. What's that?
She just couldn't help herself.
I know. Here we go. Okay, so Georgia teen charged in parents' deaths sought help from TikTok influencers. This is also back in July. Dang, that's her. Wow, that looks different to me.
Oh, there's some more that look just even, you can't even tell it's her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like
But she just
where you
looks
can see
way, huh?
like where you can see where she's kind of just starting to unravel, or
Well, just like her TikTok videos, she just looks different, just,
oh,
just more like not herself.
okay. So the brief is Sarah Grace Patrick, age 17, is accused of unaliving her parents. I know you can say murder. But I'm unsure if we could say that K word, so I'm trying to be careful.
Okay.
Months after allegedly urging TikTok creators to raise awareness about the case. Influencers say Patrick shared emotional messages and detailed comments about the crime, which now appears suspicious in hindsight. Her grandfather is defending her innocence, claiming there was no physical evidence linking her to the murders. Besides the fact that it seems she admitted it.
Right.
In the weeks and months following the fatal shootings of her mother and stepfather, 17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick apparently didn't hide from the public. Instead, it appears she took to TikTok, sharing emotional messages, engaging with true crime creators, and urging influencers to draw attention to the unsolved double homicide at the time that had shattered her family's home in Carroll County, Georgia. Now, Patrick is the one behind bars, charged with murdering the very people she publicly mourned online.
I wonder if all the people online figured it out too.
I don't know. Be interesting
You
to
can't get
know,
anything past the people online on YouTube.
right? Is this the... I was looking for the PCA. I didn't see it. Let me... Can I bring that? Yep, that's it.
That's it.
The affidavit for arrest for her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I can go over that later. All right, so Sarah Grace asks for help. What they're saying. In the months that followed, Patrick reportedly reached out to multiple TikTok influencers to bring attention to the case. Screenshots shared by content creator allegedly reportedly show that a user named Sarah Grace contacted her in June, writing, "Search up Brock case. They're my parents, and out of nowhere, a random Thursday night in February, someone came in my house with me and my 5-year-old sister and shot my parents, brutally leaving them for me and my little sister to wake up to." So she's saying she was there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The user's account has since been deleted, and it has not been officially confirmed whether Patrick operated the account, but her digital trail has become a key element of the ongoing investigation. Carroll County Communications Director Ashley Hulsey confirmed to Fox News Digital that Patrick had a TikTok account that commented on posts related to the case and said investigators uncovered mountains of evidence, although they have not disclosed what that evidence includes. I'm real curious what it is. The influencer who received the messages said the tone of Patrick's online presence felt odd in hindsight. In one message, Patrick reportedly said media coverage of the murder would be a really big hit. Oh,
There you go.
oh. She's asking for attention. That's
Mm-hmm.
oh my lord. Jeez. In another comment under a video speculating that the killer knew the victims, she responded, "Most definitely was, since they knew the house." Allegedly, reportedly, whose first name is Janice, told Fox 5 Atlanta that although she has been contacted by many family members of missing and murdered people in the past, this was the first time that she has ever been contacted by someone who was later arrested for murder. Janice also said that she had no reason to suspect that the person contacting her at the time was not Sarah Grace, and she contacted law enforcement as soon as she learned about the teenager's arrest. Good for her. Supposed to do. Additionally, the popular TikTok creator said she hopes the focus remains on the victims in the case and suggests people should avoid harmful speculating while waiting for additional updates from officials. Another influencer known online as Mama Tot also said she was contacted by someone named Sarah Grace, who sent a message that read, "Mama Tot, I need a mama bad right now. I'm going through it." Additionally, a TikTok user known as True Crime Mama sent you a theme there, a mama, claimed in a video that either Sarah Grace or her friend or a friend of hers reached out to her about a month before the arrest, asking what she knew about the case and asking her for help. I'm not going to play that TikTok's video.
Okay.
One, just because I don't have TikTok on my laptop.
Okay.
I just want to be a little bit careful.
Yeah.
I think TikTok can be pretty brutal, and I don't want
Yeah, they can.
there unless I've seen it first. Like I trust Fox 5, Court TV, those things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna trust some random video. So the grandfather defends Sarah Grace. On the other side, Patrick's grandfather, Dennis Nolan, the name sounds so familiar, has publicly defended her innocence and questioned the strength of the case. It's all speculative stuff. Nothing puts the gun in her hand. They don't have the gun. Really? Like, where is it?
Right?
What'd she do? Who did it belong to? I mean, I'm sure they've got like, bullets or shell casings or something, right? To
I don't
match up.
know. And I think she washed her hands really good too. I don't know, but
She did what?
I think she might have washed her hands too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in regards to finding out like who's the owner of the gun,
Oh, yeah.
where it is,
Yeah. Right. I don't know if there were any casings or not.
Yeah, I really want to know this evidence. I'm so curious.
Yeah, I wonder whose gun it is.
He said in an interview with Fox 5 Atlanta, Nolan described his granddaughter as distraught after her arrest, saying her first phone call from jail was filled with desperation. What are they doing to me? Why are they doing this to me? I didn't do anything. Whatever. Nolan acknowledged that Patrick had expressed a desire to live with her biological father, describing him as more lenient. She was better off with Kristen and James, he said, adding that he is standing by his granddaughter until proven otherwise. Unless something has changed, you are innocent until proven guilty. And community shaken. The community of Carrollton remains shaken by the murders. The Brocks were remembered as loving parents and active members of the Catalyst Church at their funeral on March 8th. A younger child who lived in the home, now orphaned. I hope they're with family.
Mm-hmm.
Has been described by investigators as the saddest victim. Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes your stomach just kind of turn, doesn't it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you hear about her and you hear about the parents, and then it's kind of easy to forget that there's actually this little girl.
Poor little girl.
And she is the one that found her parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a press conference. As the legal case unfolds, many are now revisiting the teen's digital footprint and wondering if the suspect had been narrating her own story to the world all along. You think?
She already seems like a narcissist.
Sarah Grace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's wanting attention like that, seeking it for sure. Which one am I going to do next here? I'll do this one. And this is a video from a month ago. I haven't watched this one, but it is from NBC, so I trust it.
Hey, guess who has arrived? We have a visitor.
Hi, guess who? How you doing? All right, so let me get my screen shared. Where is it? How am I going to make me go back? This might be repetitive, but let's see.
That's okay.
Rings. One after another appearing to show Georgia teen Sarah Grace Patrick crying after authorities back in February said someone shot and killed her mom and stepdad, Kristen and James Brock, in their Atlanta area home.
Rain and thunder, the pain I'm under.
This video showing what appears to be her mother's remains in an urn. Another includes a link to a GoFundMe. On the screen, I just want my mama. Tonight, a stunning update from Georgia investigators.
We can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody.
Carroll County authorities confirming Patrick faces 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. The recent Central High School graduate being charged as an adult, authorities saying her dad brought her to turn herself in Tuesday.
She turned herself in because we notified her she had warrants for her arrest.
Authorities remaining tight-lipped about any theories on a motive, but saying they have a mountain of physical and digital evidence and credit.
Okay, so that makes more sense to me that if they already had an arrest warrant out for her, so she just went ahead and turned herself in instead of having them come get her. Okay. That makes sense.
In collaborations with the FBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's Crime Lab, even private forensic laboratories. Video online shows Patrick delivering eulogies for her mom and stepdad.
I was so used to you guys always being here. I didn't have a single clue how much I needed you.
That's the video, not me. I don't know why it's doing that. But it's, sketchy.
Until now.
The Carroll County Communications Director asked by reporters if they believe she covered up the crime.
Considering that she didn't just immediately tell us what happened, yes. But who knows what's going on in a young person's mind like that? It is an open, ongoing investigation. It's very possible others are involved as well.
The case sparking massive interest online among true crime enthusiasts. One claiming the teen reached out in the months before her arrest looking for help catching her parents' killer.
Why would you ask me to cover a case where you are going to get arrested for taking your parents' lives?
We spoke on the phone and we spoke via text.
This woman, who calls herself a family friend, posting last month that Patrick didn't hear anything on the night of the murders, except
she did hear James's LVAD machine, which is his heart machine that kept his heart pumping. She did hear that alarm going off throughout the night.
Sarah.
Okay, I do remember hearing about that. Briefly.
Awful.
I think that's why it made me think that he had already gotten a heart transplant, but no, he was on the list.
Okay.
That's even, oh my God.
Mm-mm-mm.
Having to hear that machine doing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Awful.
Girl, Sarah Grace, there is a special place for you, girl, in my opinion.
She's reminding me
heard
of
the
that
alarm.
one girl. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That one that I don't know if I told you, the one that crashed the car and killed the boyfriend and the friend. Did you hear about that one?
No.
She drove it into a wall at 100 miles an hour on purpose.
Yes,
And I've been
yes.
listening to her phone calls. Oh my gosh.
She is. That girl's cuckoo bananas. She is.
She's
I mean, if
awful.
there's ever a narcissist, that's her.
And her mother is awful too. Ugh.
Her mother is a enabler.
Oh
I've
yeah.
listened to those jail
It's
calls.
awful. Ugh.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
Oh yeah. And they I mean, it's awful. In those jail calls, you can hear them like just bad mouthing the victim's mom.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if you've seen the video of, is it Dominique's, I think Dom's mom, when the cop went and told her.
I
And
have
she
seen
found
a
out.
video and she just completely breaks down where she's
Oh,
like
it's
sitting at the
gut
table.
wrenching.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, thankfully, she's in prison, and although she's in prison and bitching about it, but good.
Mhm.
Just like Koberger, good.
Right.
All right, I'm going to play here.
Okay.
10 to 20 minutes before going to bed, but said it was faint due to background noise. It's unclear tonight if she has an attorney. Her father posting this quote on Facebook Saturday saying, "To my daughter, never doubt your place in this world. I see you, I believe in you, and I'll always be in your corner." He told NBC News via phone, "It's just how I feel about my daughter." He said he's brokenhearted, adding it's just too early to speak without an attorney. And quote, "All I can really say is she's innocent until proven guilty."
And Maggie Vespa joins us now. I mean, Maggie, listening to that Georgia investigator saying, and I'm quoting here, that this is an open, ongoing investigation. She also said possible others could be involved. I mean, what are people that live in the area saying about this seemingly stunning development?
I mean, their minds are blown, Ellison. Keep in mind, this is a small rural area, a community about an hour west of Atlanta. This is a really tight-knit place, and suffice it to say, this is really rocking it to its core. It also kind of adds to that mystery that you're talking about, that investigators didn't go into detail as to what they called it, mountain of evidence was. So a lot of people really want to know, how did they figure out that they had enough to arrest her, enough to charge her? And then, as you point out, they said there could be others involved. But we're also seeing people who know the family posting about this case, just saying how shocking it is. One woman who said Kristen, the mom, was her best friend, posted saying that her heart is shattered. She said, "My mind is blown." She goes on to say, obviously, she's innocent until proven guilty, talking about Sarah, but posted, quote, "We are grieving 3 people now with this arrest." Ellison.
NBC's Maggie Vespa, thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app.
Okay. Excuse me. Come on.
He said we have 3 victims. Is that what he said? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I'm sure that they were referring to Sarah Grace, but
Yes.
I'm not. I would say the little girl, her sister,
Yes.
absolutely is more of a victim than Sarah Grace made herself a victim, if anything, from what I'm seeing. Okay, so she had a bond hearing on August 19th. And it looks like she had like no family support. From
I wonder where
what
Grandpa
that I
went.
saw. Her grandpa did?
No, I said, wonder where he went.
Oh, I don't know. I just kind of looked a little bit briefly, said there was like no family support. So let's see what this one says. Okay, so yeah, Sarah, and this is the one that has, so there's articles and then there's also videos embedded in the articles. And this is kind of does a little bit of a timeline. That Sarah Grace Patrick had no family support at the bond hearing. Sarah Grace Patrick denied bond on evidence of mom and stepdad. Victim's sister pleads that Sarah Grace Patrick not be released on bond. Dynamic. Let's see which ones we can do here.
I think they were scared for the little girl if she got out, which I would have been scared too.
Look at this. She's got attitude written all over her face, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Okay, well, let's just start from here.
Okay. She's 17. Sarah is.
She's 17.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the volume?
Conversation they would ever have. Melissa went missing, and for years it remained a mystery. But in reality, part of the mystery was solved very quickly
I got
when some of
confused
her
earlier because it started
remains
with
were
a different
recovered
case.
chopped up.
What's that?
When I started watching them earlier before I talked to you, I got confused because they start with a different case.
Oh, this video?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They started with there's one. What? The connection was not secure. Really? So what am I now to do? Yeah, it was a case that I think had just ended. She's with this lady right there. Was married to a serial killer.
Oh.
And,
Ever have. Melissa went missing.
But it was a case
Oh.
that I think just ended.
Yes, I remember that one where she was killed by her husband, but her dad was a serial killer, right?
Yep.
And for years, it remained a
Is this one going to give me problems?
mystery. But in reality, part of the mystery was solved very quickly when some of her remains were recovered chopped up in black trash bags in Atlanta, Georgia, not far from where she lived. But the problem was, for several years, the remains remained unidentified until 2003. That's when the Flint River Killer was arrested, a man who admitted to being a serial killer. That man is also Melissa's father. Well, the mystery continued,
does it really do
and
that
it would
one?
take years, decades, for someone to actually be charged with Melissa's murder.
Okay, so
And
that's seriously.
Christopher told her that Melissa moved out, and we know Christopher's story.
What did you do, Court TV?
Misidentified. She wasn't identified until 2000.
reportedly refused the request until a lawyer was present. And Fire Photo Girl on X, who's been all over this story as well, his ex-mother-in-law, Donna Adelson, has been charged.
Oh my God,
What
they're all
new
over the
evidence
case
will
in
we
this one.
see at her trial? Tonight, we investigate.
Join Court TV's Vinnie Politan with the latest and breaking true crime stories.
Now, let's look at the other side of all of that.
Vinnie Politan and
Well, I don't know what the heck was going on there, so but it doesn't want to go back. That's so weird because it's even titled Sarah Grace Patrick family had no support. Let me see if I can pull up the article again. Well, you know what? I have the bond hearing. We can just do that. And I'll just read the articles. Okay, so let's just do this. Let me get this pulled up. So Sarah Grace Patrick had no family support at the bond hearing. Sarah Grace, oh, is it going to do this? Darn it. Oh, okay. Oh, I was hoping it would give me an article. But we'll just do this. So
Important security message. Your computer has been locked up.
yeah, shush. Guess it does not like that. So, oh, hi, you heard that? So my window, I live in a small 2-bedroom apartment. First off, and it's like 80 degrees ish right now, and it's kind of hot. I got the window open, but so my window's like right by the parking lot too. But even though there's like this hedge right by it, so, I mean, literally this, like, you can hear everything in my apartment. I can hear my neighbors 2 stories up. It's crazy. But I think I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the bond hearing, and I'll mute myself so you don't have to hear any of that.
Okay.
I appreciate the attorneys working with me. The request for bond, I believe, was done on July 11th, and I was in compliance with getting that scheduled in the time frame that was necessary. But because of some surrounding factors, I believe both the state and defense agreed to put that out to this day and was allowed me to specially set it so that we could accommodate a little more of the public and actually have an open courtroom that could account for everyone. So I appreciate both sides, state and defense, working with me with rescheduling that, placing it on for today. I do want to start. I know that this is a case of great interest to a lot of people, and I do know that we have media in the courtroom. But I want to remind everyone in the gallery that this is not daytime court TV, and this is not for entertainment. We're here to simply apply the law to this motion for bond, and that's my job, to simply listen to both sides and apply the law fairly and justly, and I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. If anyone chooses to act out, this is your only warning. I will hold you in contempt because we will keep an orderly courtroom. So as long as everybody follows those rules,
So behave yourself, Sarah
fine.
Grace.
We'll get through this easily and safely, and we'll get it done. With that, defense, you have made a motion for bond. It's your motion. Are y'all ready to proceed?
We already on.
All right, state, are y'all ready as well? All right. Vince?
Triple L, are you back?
Yes, can you hear me?
They're gonna grab
Yeah.
it. Yep.
I need to get up
Did y'all need to approach about anything
and
before we get
stretch, so I'm
started?
going to be right back.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Media, what I did is I just followed my rule. The first to send in a Rule 22 is the media that got to place their camera in the courtroom. That was Court TV, I believe. They know how to pull. The order's been out there. They should have everything and accommodate everyone with getting you all that you need, because that's the rules. And I've been assured they know how to do that and will accommodate all other media outlets for what you need. All right. All right. Dustin, you ready? All right, this is State of Georgia versus Sarah Grace Patrick. Again, defense, this is your motion on your motion for bond. Are you ready to proceed?
I am, Your Honor.
And State, you ready as well? All right, defense, this is your motion, so whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to call Ben Bonner as my first witness.
All right, have Mr. Bonner, please.
Please be stepped out in the hallway. There was no room for it.
That's fine. If we can announce for Mr. Bonner. Yes, sir. If you'll come around and come up here, if you'll remain standing and just raise your right hand when you get up here, okay? You remain standing, raise your right hand. You swear affirm the statements given before the court today, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes. All right, you may be seated. If you would, just slide that mic closer to you when you sit down and just speak loudly and clearly into the microphone. Yes. All right, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Bonner.
Good morning.
Or should I say pastor?
Just Ben.
Oh, just Ben. All right. You are you where do you work?
I'm lead pastor at Catalyst Church, Carrollton, Georgia.
That's here in Carrollton, Georgia?
Yes, sir.
About how far is it from this location?
113, couple miles. I'm geographically challenged, not my gift, but 2 to 4 miles, I guess.
About how many minutes would you think?
From here, it depends on time of day, 5 to 10.
All right, 5 to 10 minutes, so not very far.
No, ma'am.
How long have you been the pastor at Catalyst Church in Carrollton?
We started Catalyst in 2017, so since the beginning, I was one of the founding pastors.
And do you have services every week?
Every week.
Yes, what days are those services on?
We have 2 services on Sunday, 9 and 10:30.
Now, in relation to this case, were you asked to write a letter about Sarah's character?
Yes, I was asked to write a letter. Well, I honestly offered anything I could do to help any of the family. I want to be a support.
May I approach him?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's been marked as defense bond exhibit 2. Do you recognize it?
Yes, I actually brought a copy, so in case I need to read it.
Is that your letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anything been altered or deleted from it?
No.
Okay. Defense seeks to tender defense bond exhibit 2.
Any objection from the state? All right, it'll be admitted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pastor, would you read that letter that you prepared?
Yes. To Honorable Judge, my name is Ben Bonner, and I serve as lead pastor at Catalyst Church in Carrollton, Georgia. I'm writing on behalf of Sarah Grace Patrick, a young woman who's been a part of our church family for about a year now. Sarah Grace first came to Catalyst around a year ago. From the beginning, she was eager to grow in her faith and get involved. She made a personal decision to be baptized not long after attending, and has stayed consistently connected to the church ever since. She didn't just show up on Sundays. She came during the week as well, asked questions, served, invited others, including her boyfriend at the time, and clearly found a place where she felt at home. Throughout the past year, and even through the challenges of this year, she has continued to attend services regularly. She and her family often travel over an hour just to be with us. I've spoken and prayed with Sarah Grace many times throughout this season. Her commitment to staying grounded in her faith and connected to a healthy community has remained steady. She's even called from jail multiple times so I could pray with her. Her father has also become an active part of the church. He was baptized recently, and he still comes to services faithfully. It's a privilege to walk with their family during such a difficult time, and we love and care for them deeply. If it's possible, and the court sees fit to grant Sarah Grace bond, we would gladly continue to walk alongside her as a church. We believe having her with her family and church community is an important part of her support system. We're committed to loving her well, encouraging her, and helping her continue on a positive path. Thank you for your time considering this. Sincerely, Ben Bonner.
Thank you. Pastor, are there other members of your church or congregation here in the courtroom with us, or are you in the hallway?
They're in the hallway. I brought a few staff, and then there's some other church families spread out that were connected to Kristen James, Sarah Grace, all the family, which they brought to the church.
Okay. Now, you said that Sarah and her family came back in August of last year. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When they came, were they just attending, or were they further engaged in activities at the church?
No, they the entire family, James, Kristen, Sarah Grace, they jumped right in. That's why it's hard. They became very, very beloved between August and February. I mean, our church family adores all of them, you know, everybody, and we're for the entire family. So.
Okay. And Sarah, specifically as it relates to Sarah Grace, was she involved or engaged in other programs throughout the church other than attending Sunday services?
Yes, the entire family in multiple teams. The entire family in multiple teams, from cleaning to kids, kids ministry. There was I have a staff now, so and a lot of team leaders. The church looks a lot different the last several years.
Okay.
Of growth, but
I'm back.
They were engaged in multiple teams, and if
Who
you
is
ever need me
this?
to give a list, because I don't want to misspeak, I could.
He's the preacher at the church.
The family Sarah Grace were engaged in.
Let's just say
Who is it?
Her pastor at the church that she goes to, or that they started going to.
Oh, are they talking about the mom and dad?
Oh no, he's praising her.
Praising
How good Sarah
Sarah
is.
Grace?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess he's going to say good things. He is a pastor, right? So.
Yeah, they're trying to get her to get bonded out or whatever.
Yeah.
to say they were involved in more than just Sunday service.
Yes, they were there in the week. They were there during the week, not just on Sundays helping.
All right. Now, you said in your letter that family still comes over an hour to come to your church on Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you referencing DJ?
DJ, yes, DJ, and then DJ Junior, little DJ, and everybody still comes except, of course, Jaylee, because she lives away with her grandmother. That's a long drive, but they all actively come and consistently. Even now that Sarah Grace hasn't been able to come, they continue to come consistently.
And just for clarity, who is DJ?
Sarah Grace's father. Thank you. I want to make sure I'm clear.
No problem. Now, you indicated that you would do whatever in your letter to help in this regard with Sarah. Have you facilitated people at the court's instruction before?
Over the years, multiple times, I have come to this room a couple of times and offered to facilitate.
I just want to say real quick that my upstairs neighbor's kids who have not gone back to school because they don't go back until like September 2nd are home right now and currently throwing a fit. So if you hear kids screaming, don't be alarmed. It's them. They're like,
you're good.
I don't know, 7, 8 years old. They're being kids. And I swear they do this every afternoon.
They need to take them out and do something, run off that energy.
They do, but it's like,
They do?
it just seems, yeah, like, you know, it just seems in the afternoon that they get worked up, but then later on, the parents, you know, will come and they'll be gone for hours at a time.
Oh, wow.
Seems like. But yeah, so if you hear them, that's just, don't be alarmed. Nothing bad's happening, I promise.
You're not wrestling back there.
All right.
Take any way that would, if there's any way to make the court and feel comfortable. We'll do anything we can to facilitate. We just want to help. Y'all have a great calling. Ours is to support and love. Y'all are the jury and the judges. And so anything we can do, we're willing to help, to make that happen.
And coming to a close here, you indicated that Sarah still calls you while she's been incarcerated. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when you have conversations with Sarah, are the substance of those conversations about do you believe me or anything like that?
Two things she calls us. It's been two things every time. One is to thank me. Thank me for everything, and it's particularly for her dad. He's just engaged. He's growing. He's really growing his relationship with God. I can never make sense of tragedies like this. It's terrible what everybody's been through. But watching Beauty for Ashes and seeing DJ love the Lord and engage in his faith is beautiful. So she'll call me first. He came to the altar a couple of times. We've been able to pray with him recently. So there's victories that she'll call and thank me and then ask me to pray for her. And she's actually reading some books that were recommended to her that changed my mother's life. My mother was a pretty rough addict, and those books vicariously through her changed mine. And so she's reading them, and so she'll talk to me about that. So it's three things: prayer, thankfulness, and what she's reading.
All right, that's all I have for you, Ben. The state may have some questions for you.
Okay.
Thanks. State?
I don't have any questions for you, Pastor. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Pastor Bonner, you've testified, so you're welcome to stay in the courtroom unless y'all think there's any other reason for him to.
You can excuse the start to stay concerned.
All right, and you can remain in the courtroom if there's room.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Defense now calls Katie O'Keefe.
Katie O'Keefe. Man, if you'll come up, just remain standing, raise your right hand once you're here. All right, you'll raise your right hand. You swear affirm the statements given before the court today, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Maybe sit. If you would, just speak loudly and clearly into the microphone.
Yes,
okay? Thank you.
Is it okay if I call you Katie?
Yeah, I prefer it.
Okay. All right, Katie. How do you know Sarah Grace?
You need that spelling? Okay.
My name's actually Caitlin.
Could you state your name?
My name's
Spell it,
Caitlin
please.
O'Keefe, KAITLIN, O''KEEFE.
All right. How do you know Sarah Grace?
I met Sarah about 3 days after all this happened with her mom and dad.
And how did you come to meet her?
I was friends with her dad. We used to play cell phone games. He told me what happened. Told me that the kids didn't have any.
Normally, I'd kind of do a speed this up. But I kind of want to hear what everybody's got to say and understand it. So I'm going to keep it at a normal speed.
Okay. Clothes, since the house was closed off, they didn't have anything. So I've taken in a child or two in my time. So my heart broke for it. And I was like, please let me take her shopping. So I came and picked Sarah up and took her to get clothes, underwear, deodorant, your basics.
And since that time, so that would that have been a February?
It was February 23rd or 4th, I believe. Yeah.
And since that time, did you continue a relationship with Sarah?
Yeah. Sarah actually ended up moving in with me. It was a better situation for her. I had an extra bedroom. She came to stay with me after everything happened with her mom. She used to lay in the bed. She would cry and sob, and I'd watch her grieve.
Did you have any disciplinary problems or any type of issues with Sarah while she was at your house?
Not even one, honestly. I've had some teenagers and one that gave me a hard time, and Sarah was a pleasure. She was easy.
Do you still have a friendship or any type of relationship with other members of Sarah's family?
Yes, I talked to her grandma, grandpa, her dad, and little brother live with me. I talk to Sarah every day.
So since she's been incarcerated, you've spoken to her?
Every day.
Every day. And do you all pray together as Pastor Ben indicated or anything like that?
Every day. You can't stop her from praying.
Now, are you aware if at any time during her stay with you, did she have a driver's license?
No, she had her permit and we would go practice driving. She wasn't ready to get the license yet. She was not ready.
Safer for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. And does she have access to her own personal vehicle that you know?
No.
During the time that she was with you, was she attending school?
She actually worked really hard and graduated a year early.
Where was she attending?
She was going to Central here in Carrollton.
Really don't want to see her right now.
And you said she graduated early. What do you mean by that?
And she worked hard. She was on track to graduate early before all this happened. But I mean, even after this happened, like there were some rough times, but when we found like a peaceful moment, I'd be like, let's get your schoolwork done. Let's make your mom proud by showing her you finished this, you know, and that was a big goal for Sarah.
And do you know how old Sarah is?
She's 17.
Did you know, or during the time that she was with you, did she have a job?
She did. She worked down the street at a local restaurant.
And do you know if there were any problems that you are aware of at the restaurant?
No, they loved her. They still love her.
I kind of get really annoyed, especially with trials. Like I want them to focus on the witness. I really don't want to see the defendant so much. I know that they're doing it for dramatic purposes, but I mean, my God, she's putting on an act, in my opinion, right there.
Ask about her all the time when I go up there.
I believe that's all I have for you. I don't know, the state may have some questions.
All right. Thank you.
State, any questions?
I think I have just one for clarification. You did not know the defendant prior to the shooting, is that right?
No.
It's after that?
After.
That's on.
Thank you. Can you follow up?
No.
All right. Can this witness be excused?
Yes.
All right, maybe excused, please, you can remain in the court, okay? Neither of you asked for sequestration, it's not really necessary here, but y'all are good?
I'm good, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
We call Carrie Jensen.
Carrie Jensen?
Triple L, can you tell me again how Caitlin O'Keefe was related? Can't remember.
It's the same as the others. If you'll raise your right hand. You swear affirming statements made before the court today have been the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. You'll be seated. Speak loudly and clearly, and let's just start off by stating your name.
Yeah, too. She's got a drama
Carrie
queen.
Jensen,
for sure.
CARRIEJENSEN.
All right, Ms.
Thank
Jensen.
you. Yes, sir.
How do you know Sarah?
I met Sarah when she was in 7th grade. Her and my daughter became fast best friends, and I became really good friends with her father and stepmother at the time.
Okay. And so you've known her since 7th grade. How old is that?
13, 12.
Okay. And during that time, have you known Sarah Grace to cause you any problems or get into any mischief with your daughter or anything like that?
Not at all. I mean, they'd fight over boys. But no, she's been an angel.
Just typical teenager stuff.
Typical teenager stuff.
Now, during the course of this case, were you asked to, or did you offer to write a letter in support of Sarah?
I sure did.
May I approach her?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm I'm showing you, Carrie, what's been marked as defensive bond exhibit 7. Do you recognize it?
I do.
And what is it?
It's my letter to Judge Hightower.
And has it been changed or altered or any deletions or additions in any way?
No.
See to admit defense bond exhibit 7.
Any objection to the statement?
Okay.
It's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry for the numbers being a little off. I didn't know who would be here, who wouldn't.
It's all right.
All right. Would you read your letter for the court?
Sure. Dear Judge Hightower, my name is Carrie Jensen, and I'm writing this letter on behalf of Sarah Grace. I first met Sarah when she was in 7th grade. She and my daughter attended the same middle school, and her stepsister played softball with my daughter. Our families quickly grew close. Sarah would spend weekends at our house, and my daughter Caitlin would do the same at theirs. We've shared camping trips together and weekends at West Point, creating strong bonds between our families. They have been best friends since. At the time, Donald and Kristen were in the middle of a custody battle. When I first met Sarah, she was a little shy, very sweet, kind, and humble. She was cautious around new people, but soon she warmed up to me and once told me I had a motherly presence that made her feel safe. As our relationship grew, she began to open up to me about her past and experiences with Kristen and James. One thing she said that has always stayed with me was, no matter what they've done, I will always forgive them and love them, because deep down, I know that's not who they truly are. This statement showed the depth of Sarah's heart. She truly believes in forgiveness and has always extended the same grace to others. She once told me that holding grudges isn't what God wants for us, and I've carried that wisdom with me ever since. While staying at our house, Sarah was full of life, happy, upbeat, and in many ways a typical teenager. But there were also signs of trauma she endured. She would often apologize for things she never had to. Like she would asking for food, taking a shower, or using the bathroom. It was heartbreaking. Despite that, she remained incredibly kind, respectful, and especially patient with my son, who is on the autism spectrum and is the same age as Sarah. She was fiercely protective of him and everyone she cared about. Sarah has a huge heart. She is loving, protective, and deeply rooted in her faith. She has always expressed a strong, She has always expressed a strong desire to work in the radiology field and has never been afraid of hard work. Hurting someone simply isn't in her nature or character. Over the years, I have held her through moments of deep pain and tears, and through it all, her love to her family, especially her siblings, Jaylee and Donnie, has remained unwavering. She would never do anything to harm them. She wants only to protect them. I respectfully ask that you consider granting Sarah Grace bond. She is not a threat to anyone. She is deeply loved and supported by my family, by me, and her own family. I truly believe she deserves a chance to be home, surrounded by those who care about her. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Now, you indicated that she deserves to be home in your opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree, or you can disagree with me, that you would be a part of her village if she were home?
Absolutely.
And what would that entail?
Whatever she needed. If she needed a place to stay, she can stay at our house. She needed rides. Me, my daughter, or my husband would be more than glad to take her anywhere she needed. Whatever she needed is at her disposal with us.
Thank you, Ms. Jensen. That's all I have, and if you'll hand it let us do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the state may have some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
State, any questions?
A handful, Bill.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Michael Parrish. I'm representing the state in this case. You said that your daughter and the defendant went to school together, is that right?
Yes, they did.
What school was that?
They went to East Coweta Middle.
Were you aware that at some point the defendant attended an alternative school?
Yes.
And what's that alternative school? How does that function?
I'm really not familiar with that. I'm so sorry.
Is that related to disciplinary issues as far as you understand?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
You said you would be part of her village and that she could actually stay with you.
If need be.
Do you live here in Carrollton?
No, I live in Wadowee, Alabama.
Downey, Alabama.
Yeah.
So I was- I don't think I have any other questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Any reason to hold this witness?
Not in the station.
You may be released and you can stay in the courtroom.
Call Caitlin Jensen.
All right, Mrs. Come on. There you go. Raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm the statements made before the court that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right. Now, you might speak up just a little bit. I know you're nervous. That's a big crowd and it's intimidating. Okay, we gotta be able to hear you. So when you sit down, speak clearly into that microphone, and look, you're here as a witness, so there's nothing to be afraid of. All right, so take your time, take a deep breath. I'm not gonna let anybody get too bad on you, all right? Okay. So grab a seat right there, and let's try it out with your name. All right, go say your name loudly and clearly, and then spell it for my court reporter.
My name is Caitlin Jensen, CAITLYNJENSEN.
All right, if you stay right there, we're gonna be okay. If you go any lower, I'm gonna have to tell you to pick it up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey, Caitlin. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
And are you and Sarah friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Shoot, I wish I knew how to blur things. I'm surprised Law and Crime is
I heard your mom say that you
showing
guys
her
went to
face.
school together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
At East Coweta?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you gone to school together since then, or that was the last time you went to school?
I'm going to say 9th grade. She started at East Coweta High School, and then she moved.
And I don't know how to do where,
When she moved with your mom?
you know, you
I'm
do
gonna say
just
yes.
audio. Dang it.
Now, so that was 9th grade. But have you guys continued to be
I don't either.
friends since then?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I can do
And when you say friends, talk to me about what that looks like. Are
I
you
mean,
guys
it's better than
talking on the
nothing, right?
phone?
Right.
Via Snapchat sometimes. We would call. I'd check in on her. I was never allowed over at her house.
But she was allowed at your house.
Yes, ma'am. I'd go and get her.
I'm
I
sorry.
have to go back
I
and
would go and
edit.
get her.
Okay, you
I
would go and
think.
get it. So you have a car.
I know
Yes,
how.
ma'am.
Okay. And you have a driving car.
Yes, ma'am.
And we shouldn't be scared.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm a great driver.
Okay. Now, so you guys have kept in touch over the years, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when you guys keep in touch, what sort of things do you do?
Well, usually I go and get her, and then we go to the gas station and get something to eat. It's an hour 30 drive back home, so we'd blast music like teenagers would do, going home. And we'd go home, and I have a 2-year-old son, and we would play with him for hours until he fell asleep. And then we'd watch movies. That's what we do.
Now, at any time have you, well, let me ask this. Have you talked to Sarah since she's been incarcerated?
I have.
And what have those conversations been like?
Telling me she loves me. She's so thankful for me. She's excited to get to go on the jet skis again one day, have fun, be a teenager. And then we pray.
Now, are you attending church too?
I used to.
But you're not at Cavendish Church?
No, ma'am.
Because
That's far.
too far away.
That is far.
No problem. Now, were you in contact with Sarah after the incident happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have any concerns about Sarah leaving or running or trying to get away anywhere?
No.
Did she ask you to come pick her up and take her back to Alabama and hide her or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Court's still going.
Thank you.
State any questions?
I think I just have one. When was the last time that the defendant was in Alabama at your house?
Oh, thank you, Guess Who. It's nice to have you in the chat.
I really don't remember the date. It was the day I took her. She said she may get her phone back, and I took her that day. And then I took her to Wedowee. We were gonna have a sleepover, and then we got the phone call that she needed to come back home.
So if I were to tell you that she was arrested July 9th, you'd say sometime in the days just before that.
July 8th.
July 8th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All
No further questions, Judge.
All right, need a reason to hold this witness.
No, you're right.
Not
All right, you may step down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tasha Meza.
Tasha Meza.
M-E-Z-A. She's outside, I believe.
Ms. Williams, how many more witnesses do you have?
This is the one?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, one more.
Okay. You're gonna come up here and you'll walk around that area here and then come up. I'll give you some direction. Make sure I. All right, you'll come on and remain standing and raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the statements you give before the court today, be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so be God. All right, you may be seated. If you would speak loudly and clearly to that microphone, and let's start off by just stating your name and spelling it for my court reporter.
Tasha Meza, Tasha. That's a M-E-Z-A.
Thank you.
I think she's a church member, right?
I met Sarah after me and Kristen became friends. I was at the doctor's office and just invited her to church. And then we became really good friends.
And when you say church, are you talking about the Catalyst Church?
Yep.
Where Pastor Ben is the pastor?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you invited them to church, did they ever come?
Yeah. 2 weeks later, they came.
And did they continue to come after that?
Every Sunday.
To your knowledge, were they involved in activities throughout the week or just Sunday service?
At first, it just started as Sunday service, and then as they grew in the church, they become more involved.
Now, were you able to observe and spend time with and have a relationship with Sarah Grace personally?
Yes, her and my daughter were friends, so I've seen them quite often.
And so, since you go to the Catalyst Church, I'm assuming you stay local, somewhere close by?
Yeah, I only stay about 2 minutes from the church.
2 minutes from the church. So, 7 minutes from here, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. And at any point, okay, so let me ask you this. When did you meet Kristen?
It was back in August.
Okay. Of last year?
Yes.
And when you met her during that time, how often would you say that you had occasion to spend with her and Sarah?
For the beginning of the part, we just stayed on the phone mainly, and then as we grew closer, we went to birthday parties and cookouts and that sort of thing. So, I mean, it was a few times.
But would you agree that most of the time you spent with that church?
Yes.
Does her shirt really say, "I stand with Sarah Grace"? Does. She's even got merchandise. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so let me ask you this. When did you meet Kristen?
It was back in August.
Okay. Of last year?
Yes.
And when you met her during that time, how often would you say that you had occasion to spend with her and Sarah?
For the beginning of the part, we just stayed on the phone mainly, and then as we grew closer, we went to birthday parties and cookouts and that sort of thing. So, I mean, it was a few times.
But would you agree that most of the time you spend was at church?
Yes.
Now, did you hear Pastor Ben testify?
A little bit.
Okay, a little bit. He indicated that he and the church would be willing to facilitate Sarah in any way if Judge Hightower were to give her a bond. Are you a part of? Do you share that sentiment?
I agree.
And would you be willing to be a part of Sarah's village to help facilitate her here in Carrollton in some way?
I've already been a part of it, so I'm not going to stop now.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
State, any questions? All right, you're good. Any reason to hold the witness?
No, you
All right, you can be excused.
My last witness is Ms. Shavina Rogers.
Attorneys, can y'all approach just a minute? Just state your name and spell it from a court reporter, please.
My name is Shavina Rogers, spelled Shaveena. Last name Rogers, Rogers.
All right, Ms. Rogers, how are you employed?
I'm employed by the state of Georgia at the Georgia Public Defender Council.
And what's your job title?
I'm a criminal defense investigator.
And are you a criminal defense investigator for a media mob?
Yes, I am.
And have you been working on this case at my direction?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you recall me asking you to run a GCIC on Sarah Grace Patrick?
Yes.
And would you briefly explain what a GCIC is?
GCIC is a Georgia Criminal Investigation Center, and it's ran by the GBI, the Georgia Bureau Crime System. And what I do is for each client, I run their CCH, client or witnesses of each case. I run their CCH, and that's their computerized criminal history.
Okay. And did you do that for this case?
I did.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's been marked as defensive bond exhibit 1. Do you recognize it?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
It's Sarah Grace Patrick's criminal history record.
Okay, and is that the criminal history record that you ran through it?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the report that you received once you put it into the computer?
Yes.
Has it been changed or altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Since you admit defense bond exhibit 1.
Any objection from the state?
No objection.
All right, it'll be admitted.
Now, when you ran that GCIC or criminal history on Sarah Grace Patrick, was there any return?
Just one.
Okay, and what was that return?
What we are here for today, the same case number.
Okay, and would that indicate to you that she had not been arrested in the state of Georgia for anything else?
No prior criminal history.
Now, in the course of also.
Now I'm curious if any of her family members show up. No, the article said that the family does show up, but now I'm wondering if the family's going to be wearing t-shirts like that or what they will say.
Investigating this case, have you talked to witnesses? I'm sorry, not witnesses. People who wanted to stand in support of Sarah.
I have.
And were you sent emails of letters about their support?
Several of them, yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams, while he looks at that, on the GCIC, since it's been admitted, have you redacted any personal information that's on there? Because what we may need to do, I haven't seen it yet, but sometimes there's personal identifying information that needs to be redacted.
I have not. I can provide the court with a redacted copy.
Okay, either that or we can get my clerk to black it out.
That would be fine.
Okay, all right. state, I'm assuming no objection to making those redactions. I think those would be appropriate.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Rogers, I'm showing you what's been marked, and sorry again for the jump around on numbers. As defense bond exhibits 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Do you recognize those?
Give me a second. I do.
And what are they?
These are character witnesses letters that were sent for Sarah Patrick.
Did you receive those in your email?
I did.
Your state issued email address?
Yes, ma'am.
And have they been changed and altered in any way since you received them in that form?
No, ma'am.
As a matter of fact, did you run those copies for me?
I did.
For today?
Yes.
Okay. C to admit defense bond exhibits 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9.
Any objection from the state? All right, they'll be admitted.
Now, with those letters, I don't know if the court prefers if Ms. Rogers were to read them or if the court could read them at your meeting.
I'll read them.
Okay. All right, so you'll hand those to.
In the GCIC.
Now, during the course of me asking you to do some investigation on this case, were you able to determine if Sarah Grace was working at before she was arrested?
She was working at Subway.
Okay. Was that Subway in Carrollton, Georgia?
Yes.
And were you able to speak to her supervisor?
I was put on hold. They seemed very busy. I had to call multiple times for someone to even answer the phone.
At any point, did you get a letter from her supervisor?
Yes.
And was that letter one of those letters that we just entered into evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that letter in support of Sarah?
Yes.
Now, the GCIC that you ran, and I'm double back into that, did it indicate that Sarah Grace had a driver's license?
No.
Right, I believe it's all that. Thank you.
No problem. State, any questions?
Just a couple of questions.
Okay.
As part of your investigation, did you look into any other areas where the defendant lived over the past 5 years?
I didn't. I spoke with family members, but that's about it.
You don't know what other areas she was living in over the past 5 years?
I believe she was living in Fairburn at one point, Sonoya, Georgia at one point.
Fairburn, Sonoya?
Yes.
Was it the only two other than Carrollton that you're aware of?
Yes.
Did you look into the alternative school that she attended?
I did not.
Can you pull up that GCIC one more time for me?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you just tell me what the charges she currently has in this case are?
2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
I don't have any other questions.
No problem.
Do you follow up?
Nothing further.
You can sit down.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fence.
That's all for witnesses, John. Reserved for argument.
Okay. State, you're gonna be up next, but if you're gonna give me just a few minutes.
To change a subject here, but Triple L, I'm also listening to this, but I'm also looking at the Kentucky sheriff case you mentioned, and that looks insane, to say the least.
It's gonna be a good one too.
Yeah. So that's the Mickey, what is it? Mickey Steins.
Yeah.
Mickey Steins. I'm already
Yeah, it's
kind
gonna
of
be good.
grabbing stuff off of it. Do a little dive into that one for sure. That's, I mean,
Yeah,
wow.
there's a
You're
lot going on.
involving prostitution in this one, it looks like.
Yeah.
Dang. I don't know.
Something's
Guess who have
definitely
you
up.
heard about this one yet? It's crazy. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna play.
Okay, you're good.
I just also had to pause, fair use, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So, okay.
So let me read through these letters.
Yeah, right? Guess who this is? This looks like a big case. Both of these, actually. Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Triple L. That one's, because I think that one's coming up, isn't it? Yeah, the OnlyFans model. Courtney Clenny. When is her trial date? Oh, hers. This one says for Courtney Clenny, it's not set until December 1st. That gives me some time.
And Judge, all three are going to come up and read their statements.
All right.
You're not addressing these.
Okay. You raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm the statements given before the court today, that the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Proceed to speak clearly and loudly in that microphone. You'll start off by just stating your name and spelling it for my court.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kim Bowling, K-I-M.
No. Let me tell you. The same as that young girl that was stuck. You take your time. All right. We're not in a rush this morning. So take a deep breath and take your time.
B-O-W-L-I-N-G.
Ms. Bowman,
Yes,
can you go ahead and tell us how you're related to this case?
Jamie is my brother, my only brother I have left, my only sibling I have had.
And like the judge said, you take your time. What do you think the judge needs to know about what's going on with you and your family?
I have something to read.
Just take a deep
Your
breath.
Honor, my name is Kim Bowling, and I'm Jamie's sister. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Since this tragic day, my brother Jamie and his wife Kristen were taken from us. I have become their voice as they no longer have one. I would like to share how this brutal tragedy has affected me.
Yeah, Triple L. It's a victim's
I
sister.
not only lost my brother,
It's
but
okay.
also my sister-in-law in the most horrific way imaginable. Every night I lay awake, unable to sleep, haunted by the thought of what my brother Jamie and Kristen might have experienced in those final moments. With the possibility that they were awake when the defendant entered their room with a gun. And I imagine their terror in their final breaths. The defendant is charged with the brutal murders of my brother, Jamie, and my sister-in-law while they were lying in their bed. Shot multiple times.
Now I really want to know this
including
motive.
Both shot in the head.
This poor lady.
He was.
Mr. Parrish, can you put that right there? Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
My 5-year-old niece was then woke up to find their parents lifeless. The trauma this innocent child will carry for the rest of her life is unfathomable. And what makes this even more heartbreaking is that her sister loved the defendant. She looked up to her, and for reasons I will never understand, the defendant caused such imaginable pain. And I'm so thankful that Jaylee's life was spared. With all of this in mind, I am deeply concerned about Jaylee's safety should the defendant be released on bond.
Yes, I think you're not alone in that. Good for
Jamie
you
and
for
Kristen
speaking
had
up.
turned their lives around. They were actively involved in church, had found happiness, and were living a great life. They did not deserve what happened to them. I ask you, please consider the following factors when deciding whether to grant a bond. My first concern is flight risk. The defendant has financial resources provided by the immediate family, which would enable her to flee. Her family maintains that she is innocent, and given her manipulative behavior, I believe she may attempt to flee. Second concern is witness intimidation. The defendant has shown a pattern of intimidation towards family members and others with knowledge of the crime. I fear that if she's released, she will continue this behavior to silence anyone who could testify against her. My third concern is evidence. The brutality of these murders is not in dispute. My family and I have seen the death certificates, and although we are not aware of exactly how many shots were fired, we do know that there were multiple gunshots to both Jamie
Nobody
and Kristen.
should have to
Personal safety.
see a death
If the
certificate
defendant
of a
can
loved
kill
one.
her own parents
this.
in such a violent manner, I fear for my own safety and the safety of my family and friends. The possibility that she could harm us is terrifying, and I urge you to consider this in your decision. I believe in our support, and I support our justice system and the hard work of Carroll County Sheriff's Office and investigators. And most importantly, I'm a Christian who believes in Jesus Christ. My prayer is that justice will be served for Jamie and Kristen, and their bond will be denied for the defendant, as she has shown that she is capable of extreme violence and manipulation. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to speak and share my concerns.
Absolutely is.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing else.
And clearly her manipulation
He raised me to hold this witness.
spreads far beyond family. I mean, she tries to manipulate the public. And
I think
it's
she would
empty.
flee if she was able to.
I think she would flee.
Mm-hmm.
She's manipulating the church too. Guess who?
Yes.
Yeah, she absolutely did manipulate.
Looking like a choir girl.
Like you said, full of wool over everybody's eyes.
Mr. Brock, you'll raise your right hand. You swear affirm the statements you give before this court today, with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You'll be seated. Speak loudly and clearly in that microphone. Let's start with your name and then spell it for me, okay?
Yes, sir. My name is Tristan Brock, Trystenbrock.
Mr. Brock, how are you related to this case?
I am James's oldest son.
And what do you think the judge needs to hear?
Sir, I put together a statement for you. Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Tristan Brock. I am James's oldest son. First, I wanted to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. I'm here to share with the court how my life has been affected by this heinous crime. Your Honor, it feels like I'm living in a nightmare. I'm depressed. I struggle to sleep. I can't even walk through my own living room without seeing his urn and be reminded of everything all over again. I miss my father deeply. I wish I could see him again. I wish he could have met his grandson. And above all, I wish I could just hear his voice one more time. But instead now, what I have is an urn that represents memories we made and the countless memories that will never be. As a little boy, I believed my dad was the strongest Superman, that no matter what happened, he would always be there. But that belief, that dream, is now a shattered illusion. And instead of healing, I find myself reliving the shock, pain, and confusion every single day.
I gotta get up
I haven't
again.
even been
So
able to begin to grieve.
I'll be right back.
Before you make your decision regarding bond, I respectfully ask that you consider several critical factors. First and foremost, I believe the defendant poses a serious flight risk. Her family has significant financial resources and a wide support network, both of which could easily be used to help her evade law enforcement if she were released. These are not speculative concerns. They are grounded in the reality of her background and the means available to her. Additionally, based on her past behavior and what I know of her personally, I do not believe she has the integrity or accountability required to face the consequences of her actions. She has shown a willingness to avoid responsibility, and in my opinion, she would absolutely attempt to flee rather than stand trial if given the opportunity. In addition to the risk of flight, I am deeply concerned for the safety of my family. The gruesome and violent details of this case have shown me that the defendant has a disturbing lack of regard for human life. If someone is capable of what happened here, then I cannot ignore the real possibility that she could pose a threat to those of us left behind, especially if she were released on bond. This case has already caused immense pain and trauma to my family. The thought of the defendant walking free, even temporarily, only adds to our fear, anxiety, and inability to begin healing. In closing, I just want to say that this loss has left a permanent void in my life and in the lives of everyone who loved my father. He was more than a victim of a terrible crime. He was my father, a husband, a man trying to grow, to change, to build a better life. His death has caused unimaginable pain, and the emotional weight of this tragedy is something I carry with me every single day. All I ask is that the court considers this deep impact that this has had on our family and the ongoing fear, grief, and trauma we continue to live with. I speak today not out of anger, but out of heartbreak. hoping that justice will honor the life my father lived and the future he was fighting for. I urge the court to take all this in account when determining bond and to prioritize the safety of the community and the integrity of these proceedings. Thank you for giving me the chance to be heard.
I don't have any other questions for you.
No question.
All right. Any reason me to hold this witness?
Yeah.
You may step down. Thank you.
The judge said has one more witness. And that would be Kelly Brown.
Kelly Brown.
And they'll be reading a statement on behalf of the 12-year-old son of James Brock. His name is Jaden Brock, J-A-Y.
Thank you. Come on up, Ms. Brown. If you'll remain standing, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm statements made before the court today to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You may proceed if you would, speak loudly and clearly into the microphone. Start with your name and spelling, please.
My name is Kelly Brown, Kellie Brown. Your Honor, I'm speaking this morning on behalf of the 12-year-old son of Jamie Brock. He is not able to emotionally speak in front of people. He is here in the courtroom today. And so I'm just going to read you what he wrote, okay? My name is Jaden Brock, and I am 12 years old. I wanted to talk today because my dad and stepmom was shot and killed. I miss him every day. My dad was my hero and the person I looked up to the most. We did everything together. He helped me with school and he always made me laugh, and we joked around a lot. Since he died, everything has changed. I feel sad and confused. It's hard to sleep, it's hard to focus, and it's even hard to smile sometimes. I still wait to hear his voice or see him walk through the door, but I know that will never happen again. What makes me more sad is I trusted Sarah and I loved her like a sister. Why would she do this to me? And why would she hurt everyone like this? I don't understand why someone would do this, but I know it is not right. My dad and Kristen didn't deserve this. No one does. And I don't think someone who could do something like this should be allowed to go free right now. I wouldn't feel safe and I would be so scared. Please think about what my family is going through. I hope you make a decision that protects us and remembers who my dad was. A good man, a loving dad who didn't deserve to die. Thank you for listening to me. And that's his statement.
Thank you.
I don't have any other questions.
Ms. Brown, how are you related to the family or this situation?
I am not related to the family. I grew up with Kim, and I've known Jamie since he was 2.
Okay, friends with Kim and Jamie.
Yes, ma'am.
And were you present when that statement was written, or was it just handed to you?
No, I was not present, no. It was written by Jaden, his mom, and Kim helped. I was just asked to read it.
Okay. And they told you that he was here.
Yes.
And you would agree with me that nothing in the letter says that Sarah Grace was a threat to Jaden when they were living together.
He never expressed that to me, ma'am. I would agree with that.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Nothing else.
Any reason to hold this witness, even though she's speaking on someone else's behalf?
Not from the state.
All right, you can step down. Thank you.
No other witnesses for the state judge?
Okay, I'm back.
All right. I'm ready for argument.
Sorry, Trent also had to talk to me. He, Triple L, he had x-rays on his back. So
Oh, he
got that
did?
done today, and he's going to
Good.
chiropractor.
Good deal.
So he wants to talk to me a little bit about that, but it's all right.
Yeah. Well, whenever you need to go, just let us know.
No, I'm good. What did I miss? Who was that was just up there?
It was a friend of them, and she was reading a letter from the father's 12-year-old son.
Oh,
It was so sad.
oh, jeez.
I don't know who was
How
questioning
many?
her, but she was like, were you present when that letter was written, and asking her all these questions, like being a little bit argumentative, but I couldn't tell who it was. If it's the defense attorney, maybe, or somebody, I don't know.
It could have been, because I can't imagine that the state would interrupt that.
Yeah, I was like, excuse you?
How many kids did he have? Do you
I
know?
don't know. There's, because that was a stepdaughter, then the little one, so 3 that I know of so far. The older boy was up here earlier, so 3 that I know of.
Yeah. Okay.
For record a little bit, we're talking about the incident that occurred February 20th of 2025. The arrest date of the defendant was July 9th of 2025. Since we are operating under 1511-560, that's the concurrent and original jurisdiction in Superior Court, the individual charged in this case was a minor at the time. The rules dictate a specific time frame for us. We have 180 days to indict this case where it goes back to juvenile court. We have 90 days to indict, or a bond is required, same as any other defendant here. Because we are looking at Iology State, that's 262 Georgia 704. And in that case, the court has given us some guidelines as to what we should be looking at in regards to issuing a bond in this case that was codified in 1761 as well. First is that the defendant poses no significant risk of fleeing from the jurisdiction of the court or failing to appear when required. Judge, we've heard from multiple witnesses that flight is a concern for the family. There are considerable assets on the other side of the victim's family. One thing that the court is permitted to consider in regards to flight, and really in all the factors, is the seriousness of the offense. Coleman v. State, that's C-O-L-E-M-O-N v. State. That's a 361 Georgia App 901. It's a 2021 case, but it cites all the way back to the mid-70s that it is absolutely acceptable for the court to consider the seriousness of the offense. Because we don't just have a murder case here. We don't just have a double homicide. We have a double homicide of the defendant's mother and stepfather. I don't know that cases get more serious than what we are looking at here. That's something that you should consider for each of the 4 items. As pertains to flight, there was testimony that flight is a concern for the victim's family. It's a concern for the state as well. This defendant has moved around quite a bit over the past few years. She has roots here in Carroll County, no doubt. She also has roots in Coweta. She has roots all over the state and in Alabama. Number 2, the defendant poses no significant threat or danger to any person, to the community, or to any property in the community. The family is genuinely afraid. I've met with a significant number of the family already. I'll be meeting with just about everybody else later on this afternoon. The family is genuinely afraid on the Brock side of the family tree. They are fearful that she will reach out. They're fearful for their own safety and the safety of all the other members of that family. The defendant poses no significant risk of committing any felonies pending trial. Judge, I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, but I think there is some inherent risk in that as well. One of those felonies ties into that significant threat or danger to any person. If she is to lash out violently at one of the other family members, that would be a felony. Number 4 is the defendant poses no significant risk of intimidating witnesses or otherwise obstructing the administration of justice. And it was pointed out that there is concern that the defendant would be able to influence, I'm going to use the term influence instead of intimidating, influence the 6-year-old who is a primary witness to this case. There's significant concern from the state in that regard. There's significant concern from the family members in that regard. We've heard terms like manipulation, lack of integrity, lack of accountability. Those are terms that we heard here in court today. And that is in line with what we've heard about this defendant all along. When you started, you said this is a simple application of the law. That's what we're talking about here. The state has shown that there is a significant flight risk. We've heard that from witnesses in regards to that aspect of Ayala. Significant threat or danger to the community, particularly them.
I'm really curious if there's jail calls, like to her dad or to her grandpa. I'm going to have to look. This just seems all for show that she's doing right here. I want to hear those jail calls to kind of give a better insight to what she is like.
Risk of intimidating witnesses and that significant risk of committing any felony. That would include influencing a 6-year-old. That would include reaching out and threatening family members. That may, depending on the circumstances, include flight to another county or another state. We just think that at this point, this defendant is a poor candidate for bond, and bond should be denied as such.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Judge. I will respond in turn to the state's argument and then go into what it is that we have specifically for Sarah Grace. As it relates to the seriousness of the offense, we agree that the offenses are serious. What's happened here is a tragedy on both sides. And while that is something for the court to consider, it is not one of the Ayala factors. We understand that the state has brought the Brock family here to voice their concerns. But what is particularly alarming to me is that they have not considered the Nolan side of the family, which would have been Kristen's family. And Kristen's family sits in support of Sarah Grace. And so there are two victims here. While there are victims on the Brock side of the family who voice their concerns for their safety, there are victims of family members who are on the Nolan side of the family who have not voiced that same concern. As a matter of fact, they're here in support of her and willing to have her live with them. The grandfather, who is Kristen's father, Sarah Grace's father, all can live, Sarah Grace can live with them. Multiple people have said that Sarah Grace was invited into their home and they're not even family. So they're willing to have her be a part of their household. With that being said, as far as the influence or threat of influence,
I'm not seeing where anybody's gotten the jail calls. Doing like a quick look on Google. I'm gonna have to figure out how people go about getting those.
as the state puts it, of the 6-year-old sibling of Sarah Grace, there are means for the court to avoid that contact. If the child, I don't even know that the child is 6. I think the child may still be 5 and have not yet turned 6. But I don't know this, but there's not a cell phone for a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old. The court could restrict that contact just like the court does in any other case where there is alleged to be some weakness where there could be influence. The court could say, I order that there is no contact between Sarah Grace and her younger sibling or any of her siblings for that matter. That can be remedied if that is in fact a concern for the court. What we have shown through our witnesses, Your Honor, is that Sarah Grace does in fact meet the requirements of the statute in that the court shall be authorized to release a person on bail if they find that they pose no significant risk of fleeing the jurisdiction of the court or failing to appear in.
FYI, I am also seeing that they set a speedy trial with a date
good.
starting of January 25th. If she
bet
is
the-
indicted by a grand jury. That's interesting.
Oh, she hasn't been indicted yet?
What is this? When is this article? This article was dated August 19th that I'm looking at. And it says Judge Hightower also promised Patrick a speedy trial. This is kind of giving talking about this bond hearing, so maybe we'll hear it.
Yeah.
It's interesting if she hasn't been indicted, but well, all right.
Oh, that's weird.
Court will require no significant threat or danger to any person in the community or any property, no significant risk of committing any felony pending trial, and no risk of intimidating witnesses no significant risk of intimidating witnesses or otherwise obstructing the administration of justice. As it relates to the financial resources of the family, there has been no testimony as to what those resources are. Just that the Rock family believes that the Nolan family or Kristen's family has these grand resources in some regard that could assist Sarah Grace in being a flight risk. If that were the case, Your Honor, again, I remind the court that the incident took place in February and she had gone to visit the Jensen household in Alabama between that February and July time period. If, for some reason, there was to be this enlightenment that I should run, there was ample opportunity at that time. Caitlin testified that Sarah Grace had never asked her to hide her or take her to Alabama permanently or anything like that. In addition, there was testimony as well as documents for the court admitted into evidence that Sarah Grace does not have a driver's license and that it would be better if she not drive. And she doesn't have her own personal vehicle or access to a car. And so the flight risk for a 17-year-old at this stage with no driver's license and no meaningful way to get around in that regard to be this significant flight risk, I think just isn't met. As it relates to a threat or danger to any person in the community, nobody indicated that Sarah Grace was a threat or a danger prior to this incident happening. And what we know is that hindsight is 20/20, and they're looking back on what they believe happened. And we assert Sarah Grace's innocence, and she is presumed to be innocent as she sits before the court. Is that they are looking back saying, if she's capable of doing this, then she must be a threat. But that does not muster what is required to be a significant threat or danger. There's no indication that she has access to any firearms. Further, the court could order that she not have access or touch or be around or in the home with any firearms or anything like that. As it relates to a significant risk of committing any felony pending trial, that is typically put into the mix when there is a significant criminal history. Investigator Rogers testified that there was no criminal history before Sarah was arrested for these crimes, and there was there was documentation as to the GCIC that was admitted in defense bond exhibit 1. In addition to that, Your Honor, she poses no significant risk of intimidating witnesses or otherwise obstructing the administration of justice, other than Ms. Brock's feeling that she may be an intimidation to the 6-year-old. There's been no evidence, no testimony about there being any type of intimidation that has gone forward from this. Just that they believe she may be manipulative. And I understand that emotions are high, and that's what the Brock family believes. But again, I remind the court that the Brock family is not the only victim's family. There is the Nolan family as well, who do not share those same sentiments. Your Honor, in addition to those IALA factors that are in subsection E1 of the statute, there is subsection E2 of the statute that requires that Your Honor consider the purpose of bail. And we have the purpose of bail is given to us in IALA, which is the purpose of pretrial bond is to prevent punishment before a conviction and to secure appearance in court. There is no indication that Sarah Grace would not be here for any appearances in court. She has several people who are willing to bring her, who testify that they would be in charge of that. And also to prevent the punishment before a conviction. Again, IALA that the state cited is very clear that the most fundamental premise of our criminal justice system is that a person ought not be punished for a criminal offense until the state demonstrates guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. IALA goes further to say that unless the right to bail before trial is preserved, the presumption of innocence secured only after centuries of
What just
struggle would lose its
happened?
meaning. So that
Triple
is
L,
the
I'm not
purpose
seeing
of
you.
Pretrial bond is to preserve that presumption of innocence, which Sarah Grace enjoyed.
Triple L, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I just don't see you on my screen anymore. Let me try something.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? If I do that, gosh darn it, what happened? No. Like, do you see, are you able, are you
No.
watching at all?
Yeah, I'm watching my TV because I can't see on my phone, but I don't see me, but it's okay.
Yeah, because it looks like, I mean, I can try this. Oh gosh. It's only giving me the option to like remove you. Like it says you're there, but you know what? We're almost done, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, it's okay.
At this moment, she is cloaked in the presumption of innocence, unless and until the state can prove her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That beyond a reasonable doubt standard is not met at this bond hearing. I know that the state only has the burden of persuasion in this bond, and we have the burden of production.
It was me. What did I do?
As it relates to
That was my fault. Whoops. Okay.
I do want to call the court's attention to Dunn v. State. I'm sorry.
All right,
Dunn v.
now you're back.
And that is
Yeah.
275 Georgia 458. It is a Supreme Court decision.
275 Georgia.
258. I have a
Thank you.
copy for the court if I may approach.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And that discusses what is required as to the burden of production on the defense as to ties to the community. In a murder case, the defendant was charged with malice murder. And the court in this case said that there was a failure of the defense to satisfy that initial burden because the only testimony presented at the bond hearing on the issue of the defendant's ties to the community came from the investigating officer who only testified that the defendant lived in Athens, and that was it. There was no evidence that the defendant had continuously lived in Athens for any significant period of time and had any significant involvement with family, friends, or institutions in the community. That he had a job history or that he had a reputation for reliability. Here, the defense has presented those things. So we present Dunn in juxtaposition or in a distinguishing way, and that we have produced several witnesses, 6 to be exact, as well as 8 letters of support, showing her ties to community through family, friends, also institutions in the community. We have the Catalyst Church, the pastor of that church coming to speak on behalf of Sarah Grace, saying that they would be willing in any way to facilitate her being able to get bond, whether that meant staying there, facilitating somewhere for her to stay. Ties to the community for a juvenile is a bit tricky, for lack of a better term. A juvenile has to go where their parents make them go. And I think that is, if there is a concern about Sarah Grace moving around, there being middle school in East Coweta, and then her from 9th grade on going to Central High School, which would be a 4-year period here in Carrollton. That concern should be tempered with her being a juvenile at the time and her having to move wherever parents would have her to be. So that is the demonstration of ties to the community. Any risk to the community, I point the court's attention to Creedmoor v. State, and I provided the court as well as the state copy. And that's 327 Georgia Act 368. It's the Georgia Court of Appeals case where they talk about, they do an interlocutory review of denial of pretrial bond for this client, and that there was not testimony regarding their ties to the community, and that there were multiple convictions of that defendant for driving under the influence, and then there was proper evidence of 3 previous convictions for the same thing. I present that in distinction and in juxtaposition.
Jesus,
So what we
really?
have here with Sarah Grace is that she has absolutely no criminal history and is therefore not a risk to the community and not a risk to reoffend. Again, what has happened here is in fact a tragedy, and we are sorry for what has happened, but we assert and lean upon the presumption of innocence that is required by our justice system. In this case, bond denial is not proper, Your Honor. We have met the IAEA factors. We have met our burden of production through both testimonial and admitted evidence. And I also want to relate to the court that the court not only has whether or not there's a bond amount set for bond, but the court also has other tools in its toolbox and can impose conditions or a combination of conditions in order to make sure that Sarah Grace is not a flight risk or a risk to the community or anything like that. The court can impose conditions such as no social media or phone or phone privileges.
I'm going to
ankle
speed this lady
monitor,
up.
House arrest. The court has all of those tools in its toolbox to ensure that her presence is secure.
That works for me.
That she's on house arrest or other curfew or ankle monitor, that she's not somewhere she can be. Technology is a beautiful thing. And what we have now is a GPS system that can tell you exactly where a person is at all times. And so
She's just going on and on and on.
I know. I mean, she's doing her job.
Conditions placed on the bond.
Yeah, I know.
Because of her age, Ms. Patrick is being held in solitary confinement at the jail because the sheriff's department.
Yes, long-winded.
Population. Courts have struggled with whether prolonged stage in solitary is constitutional or violative of the 8th Amendment, especially in young people. So I just want to present that for the court's consideration as well. Again, I ask this court to protect the presumption of innocence. Based on everything that's been presented here today in court, not just the seriousness of offenses, not just this arbitrary concern that all of a sudden now people may be in danger, looking in hindsight, but based on real witnesses and testimony and presented documentation that Sarah Grace Patrick is a candidate for bond. You know, this profession requires that we not only struggle with doing the right thing, which is what society says is right at the moment. But we must also do what is right, and that is the notion of justice. And the just thing, and what is right in this case, will be granting Sarah Grace Patrick pretrial release.
Thank you, sweet. Anything else to say?
Just very briefly, Judge, to point out a couple of factual issues I want to be clear on the record. Our office, as we do in every case, did reach out to the victim's family on both sides. It is my expectation that I will be meeting with the Nolan family later on this afternoon, as soon as we are done here in court, to talk to them. They are victims in our case as well. We have a different posture in terms of the guilt of the defendant, but that is something.
All
that
right,
we-
I'm gonna
we do with
put this
every
one
case.
back
So
to
the fact that the line
back to
that's
normal.
been drawn in the sand, the state must reach across that line either way, than we would do even if we weren't statutorily required. I know that there are victims in this case. They are hurting, and we will do everything we can to help them as well. Judge, as pointed out by opposing counsel, Ayala v. State is the case on point. And opposing counsel is correct, that their burden generally, to kind of put a very simple broad brush on it, is that they are to only really offer towards the community ties. They've done that. I don't doubt that she has ties to the community. I don't doubt that the defendant has people who care about her. She has a flight list. We need to specify that they own so much land, and if they have different business holdings, we don't. The testimony is clear that they have the assets to send her out of state or even to faraway places farther than that if it was necessary. She is a flight list. That is the state's position. She is a flight list. And the other factors that we've talked about, the family is genuinely afraid. We always operate in hindsight in cases like this. No one ever knows that someone is violent until they are violent. That's why the family is scared at this point, because now, in their eyes, the defendant has shown her true self, who she really is. So of course they would be fearful now than they would be beforehand. We did hear some testimony regarding disciplinary issues and the fact that this individual has had to attend an alternative school. This was a loving family. This was a caring family. They were working with her to get her into a position where she could have a fruitful life. And we ended up where we ended up. As far as the issues regarding what's going on in the jail, that's an issue for the sheriff's office. I know that they are prioritizing her safety at this point. I don't think it will be forever that she is in isolation. And as far as all the other factors, Judge, I just think that when you apply the law to all of the testimony that we heard here today, she's just not a good candidate for bond at this point. She is a flight risk. There's risk to intimidate witnesses. The state has met its burden as well. We just think that this individual should be denied bond at this point.
All right, thank you. All right, while I consider this, I do want to say, Ms. Williams, right?
Yes, Sean.
You've not been in front of me before, and Mr. Parrish, I believe this is one of your times performing in front of me as well. I commend both of you for being professional, and I look forward to working through this case with both of you. And that court is done in a fair and just manner. That's my role, to make sure that everyone follows the law and that everyone stays within the rules, and I make sure that that's done. We are not the jury. And as of right now, Ms. Williams did correctly state the law that this is not the trial, and it is not the burden to prove her guilt beyond a reasonable doubt today. That is not what we are. And for those that are here, I don't want y'all to misunderstand and confuse the burdens and think that's where we're at today, because that is not where we are. On a motion for bond, defense has a burden of coming forward initially with evidence to show that the defendant does not pose a significant risk of fleeing, threatening the community, committing another crime, or intimidating a witness. And then it is the state has the burden of persuasion in convincing this court that the defendant is not entitled to pretrial release. The state has the burden of proving by a preponderance of the evidence that the trial court should deny bail or bond.
And there's a vast difference in beyond a reasonable doubt and preponderance of the evidence. Preponderance of the evidence is essentially greater than 50%, or it's just a greater likelihood than the other side. That is vastly different than beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. And I need everyone to understand that. My job is to evaluate the witnesses, weigh their credibility as they testify before me, and apply what the witnesses have said and apply their credibility to the law the best I can. Make sure that I've covered what I needed to and what I've heard from several folks. All right. With that being said, and listening to the witnesses here, if I weigh these witnesses' testimonies and I weigh what I hear today, I believe those closest, and I say closest in family relationship, expressed that they had vast concerns that she would have the ability to flee, that she would be a danger to the community, that she would be a danger to them, and that she would pose a significant risk of intimidating, or actually I think the state steered away from intimidating, or influencing or manipulating witnesses. By finding that, I find the state has met their burden.
Yeah, I saw that, Sarah Grace.
Preponderance of the evidence. And Miss Patrick, because of that, I'm bound by the law, and I do not believe that you would be a proper candidate for bond at this time. With that being said, here's what I want to tell you. Very recently, the Judicial Council of Georgia recognized our court as being a clearance rate excellence award recipient, which means that we are very up to date on our cases and we take great pride in moving cases quickly. I do not want anyone to sit in jail unnecessarily. So what I would like to do is go ahead and give you future court dates. And I'll explain this, Ms. Williams, a little bit, because again, I know you're new to being in front of me, but I would like to go ahead and give you some future dates for your case. Obviously, your case has to be indicted first. All right, that's the first process. We know when this case will go in front of
there you go.
I'll be presenting you to the grand jury this afternoon.
All right. If the grand jury chooses to indict you, right, that would be to true bill the case. That means the case goes forward. If they choose to no bill it, then we'll cross that bridge. But if they choose to true bill, then your case will go forward. And I'll ask the clerk, which would be the next available arraignment that we could place her on. All right. So, and that's not the probation counter, correct? All right, so your arraignment, if true bill, okay, I'm just giving you a plan of action so that you know what's coming up, okay? If they true bill this case, your arraignment date will be 9/22. On that date, your non-jury will be 11/17. Your calendar call will be 12/16, and I will be prepared to try your case on January 5th. All right? Now, that's incredibly fast. State and defense. I'm completely aware that y'all may ask for
Don't they
continuance based on those
typically
timelines. I'll need y'all to do that for me.
indict
There's a
before
lot of
they
interest in this
even
case
arrest?
from both sides.
I find that
The
really
defense was
weird.
right. Justice needs to be done. And no matter what decision was made, someone is going to feel as though justice was not served today. That's just the truth. If I would have granted bond, there would have been a large group that said justice was not done. If I deny bond as I'm doing today, there's going to be a large group that says justice was not done. That I can't avoid. But what I can do is give this young lady speedy justice. And that's my purpose. Again, my role is to make sure the law is followed, and I do the best I can to facilitate that. So I will be ready. If state or defense, if y'all have issues, because I'm fully aware that issues come up with discovery and with cases,
that are oftentimes are out of either of your control. And for the best interest of the state or for the best interest of your client, you may need to ask for continuance. The state that's in my courtroom quite often, Ms. Williams, they know I'm very reluctant to give continuances. So if y'all need that, I need y'all to file a proper motion. It is likely we'll have a formal hearing on whatever request for continuances need to be heard, if they're needed to be heard. If not, I'm going to stick with this time frame. Again, she's in custody, so she takes priority on my trial list, as everyone knows. Also, her age. Defense, you brought to my attention that she is in isolation. So again, it's a top priority for me to move this case as quickly as possible. I would say that I would ask the sheriff office to do the best they can to acclimate her with folks, but I know that our sheriff is going to do their very best. And I can't direct them on safety, and their top priority is her safety. The same as mine is to make sure that justice is done to the best of my ability. Hers is to keep her safe. And so we'll do that. So those are the dates. Any questions, Ms. Williams or the state, about those dates?
Not from the state.
Ms. Williams?
Not a question, but more so on the statement. I did file my entry in reciprocal discovery on July 11th. And I have not proceeded in the discovery. If the state would turn over that discovery as soon as possible, I'll be ready when January comes.
Okay. It's my understanding that this office in particular has an open file policy. So I'm assuming that they're going to probably have available to you whatever they have now very quickly. And they know my practice of moving quickly. So I think they'll try to accommodate that as well. Anything else, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing from the state.
All right. That'll be the order of the court. Everybody has their dates. We have a plan of attack moving forward. Hope everyone has a good day. State, I will need y'all to submit in order very fast. You can have defense review it quick. I'm going to sit here until you do it.
Okay, so that is all that I have for right now. There are things I want to look into more. So there's likely going to be I'll do another, and obviously Triple L, do another live on this. Yeah, because there's
we'll
the
have to
PC.
see some more information and stuff.
Yeah, there's the PCA that I have now. That was in that news article. I want to look at maybe some TikTok videos and verify, the validity on those. Thank you, Guess Who. We enjoy having you. Hopefully you join us on the next ones too. Yeah, and the jailhouse calls, I want to figure out how to get those.
I'm confused, and I don't know if it differs from state to state on, can you request those before a trial or do you have to wait till it's over?
For the jailhouse?
Yeah.
It could be state to state. People were getting Stephen Stearns before, they were getting those months ago.
Because I know in Idaho, wherever the Daybell was it Idaho? You couldn't, not Idaho.
Yeah. Koberger
Idaho.
didn't release that stuff until afterwards.
It's like the Daybell wouldn't release the calls.
Oh, she's a piece
So
of
I don't
work.
know. It's weird, and it's kind of I get confused on all that. I need to learn it.
Yeah, me too. It's a learning process for sure.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out.
Okay, so we got things we got to do. Hopefully, email the jailhouse. Yeah, or you probably could, right? Or the
I think you can get online and do a FOIA online.
Good.
I
Got a
think.
lot to do.
But that's probably emailing it too. Yeah.
But okay. But this was good. This went really good.
Yeah. Good learning trial period for me.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Well, thank
So
you. And
we will hopefully schedule another one for tomorrow, depending on how, both of us are feeling.
yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
Thank
Other
you,
than
Guess
that,
Who. I'll see you next time.
all right. Bye, guys.
Bye.